Clam stand. We'll have to get some later. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Clams. I'm here on the Shinnecock Nation Reservation on Long Island, and it is the Shinnecock Reservation Powwow. Goes on for 4 days, and I remember coming out here as a kid, and it was one of the most amazing things ever. And today's the first day. They're kind of just getting going. Tomorrow and Sunday will be a lot bigger, but we're gonna walk around. One of the things I definitely want to get is some fry bread. It's amazing, and maybe later we'll try to catch a fish and do something with fry bread. But I'll take you around, show you the sights. I know there's some things that are going to be going on a little bit later, but yeah, let's cruise. What we got? Smoked bluefish hash, smoked scallops, smoked salmon, smoked mussels, Indian tacos, bison sausage, sassafras tea. If you've never had sassafras tea, it's kind of like root beer. It's amazing. Get your hair done. So there's like 7 different fry bread stands. So we gotta wait until people start buying them and see which one catches our eye. But we had them up in Alaska actually, and they're called Indian tacos, and pretty good. A little heavy, but pretty good. We're gonna have to wait for this one to open and find out what wohapi is. So I just learned wohapi is when you take berries and you cook them down almost into like a pudding. But I think I'm saying it right, wohapi, hopefully, not wojapi. But I'll have to ask again. But also used in some barbecue sauce. So a lot of blueberries, sounds good. We're still deciding. They're still getting set up here, and things are moving pretty slow. So I haven't decided which stand. We might go try to get someone to talk about fry bread. We'll see. We'll see if someone is not camera shy enough to explain exactly what fry bread is for you guys. There's nothing better. Ice cold, perfect. Shinnecock clams. Tell me who you are. And
all right, my name is Lisa Goree. I am the chairwoman of Shinnecock Nation. This is my daughter Karina's stand, Bree's Fry Bread. And fry bread is it's a mix of flour and water, and you make a dough, and then you fry it in a pan, and then you put powdered sugar on it, or we also do the tacos, which is beans and meat, lettuce, tomatoes.
Now, where did it originate? Because like I said, I had it up in Alaska. So how did it come to be?
So Native Americans have been eating fry bread for years because, like I said, it's a staple. So it's flour, water. So yes, we've been doing fry bread. That's one of our traditional foods.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be back for a taco.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna get back over to the fry bread. I'm standing by the speaker here. We're gonna get back over to the fry bread in a minute, but they're about to do the grand entrance of all the visiting tribes carrying their own staffs and their own flags to welcome them. So this is to kick off the whole powwow. So this should be really, really cool.
Our ladies jingle. These are some of the major categories and styles of dancing.
Grand entry. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I know it's pretty dark, but maybe not. Maybe you can see me now. It was worth the wait, and that's delicious. And I think we could create something with this. Well, all right. I'm going to sign off from here. Enjoy my night and take in the night. And next time I see you, we'll go fishing. And we'll make some fry bread. So the little bluefish snappers have moved in. Of course, I was here yesterday, hitting them right and left. I used a bunch for, well, a couple for crab bait. And then I came back again, hit 2 of them, and brought those home. So I got them home in the fridge. You're allowed 3, and they are small, but since we're just making fry bread tacos, we really don't need that many. I got the 2 at home that are decent size, but I would love 2 more. The guy at the end of the dock here has already picked up 2. So we'll see. The tide's just starting to change. Might switch out my lure. I got a little Castmaster on, little piece of metal with a feather on it, cottontail. Very, very light leader. I think it's like 8-pound test. And then super light setup here, as you can see. And the name of the game is to just keep casting. Sometimes reel in fast, sometimes slow. See if anybody shows any interest at all. You get a couple down there? 2? Yesterday I did pretty good over there. With the wind and the choppy water, I feel like it was almost better.
Last Saturday I caught 6 in about 5 minutes.
Right, yeah.
And then you went out.
Yeah.
And this morning there was absolutely nothing.
Okay. Yeah, waiting to see if the tide changed. Yesterday I was here probably about 2 o'clock, 2:30. And first half an hour nothing, and then it turned on, and there was a nice school that was patrolling.
Yeah, last week they were bumped all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, last week I was using them as crab bait.
Right.
And of course this week that I actually want a couple of snappers to bring home, they're not here. So.
It's funny, man. They're here, they're not.
Oh, no, still on. Can I get them onto the dock though is the question. That's a good size one. Yeah. There we go. Oh, all right. You're my good luck charm. You got the 2 down there, you come over here and I catch one.
I brought the fish down for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, we are allowed 3 of these. That is very small. The 2 I got in the fridge are a little bit better than that. Oh no. We're gonna dispatch this guy and throw him on ice and try to get 2 more. But we're making tacos, so these are gonna be perfect. And I think what I'm gonna do, take the head off and fry them whole, eat the bones and all. So as I was saying before, I've been here the past couple of days doing a little bit of crabbing, a little bit of snapper fishing once they showed up, but I was using the bluefish as crab bait, which is better than chicken, and they're a bloody little fish. So you catch them, cut them in half, throw them in the crab bait, and I did pretty well. But I kept 2 of the more decent sized snappers, so I have 2 in the fridge at home. If we could get 1 more here, I'd be pretty excited. I got nowhere to be, so I'll put in the time and see what we come up with. And just to show you guys here, just a little Castmaster. They miss this a lot, and that hook is so small. It is the Dream Crusher, because a lot of times you get them on and they fall off of there. I have another one that's bigger, but I need the snappers to be a little bigger. Right now they're micro sized, as you just saw. Well, I just had 2 more swipes, and then the guy down there just caught one. They're here. They're just not thick yet, so a lot of casts. A lot of casts. But yeah, they come up, and sometimes they're not totally committed. Like if you don't reel in fast, they're not really committed, and they just kind of do a drive-by. And a lot of times I'll hook them in the face doing that. I don't want to resort right now to throwing on a sabiki rig. That's just cheating. And we got those 2 at home, so we got enough right now to make some native tacos. I'm gonna give this about another half hour or so, and then we'll take what we got and make some food. Getting hungry. I wish our water was a little bit clearer so that you could see them come up. I mean, they're so fast, and they come darting up, and they will swim next to the lure within like half an inch just to check it out and then dart away. The precision is impressive. But they swim around, they patrol the area. We might move down to the end of the dock and see if they're inside the marina behind me here, because if they're on the smaller side, they might not like the current right now. I don't care who you are, how much big game fishing or how much fishing you've done in your life, it is still fun snapper fishing. Just feeling something smash a lure as you're bringing it in is like, it always gets the heart pumping. And it's also a nostalgic thing of, you know, being a little kid, and this is a lot of how people started fishing as little kids, is coming down to the docks and catching snapper at the end of summer. So the reason I don't want to put the sabiki on, I've done it before. You cast out and you get a stringer full of snappers. It's very easy. But you tend to only get the small ones, like the little guy that I just got on this lure. I'd rather fish a little bit of a bigger lure and have the smaller ones miss it or come unhooked, and up our chances of getting a bigger one. But the sabiki is cheating. I mean, you put it out there and it's like one cast, we'd have a bunch of snappers. And it's nothing short of beautiful out, so it's definitely not a bad thing being out here just hanging out. So I have a question for all you anglers out there that do surf casting or artificials, especially with metal. When you get a short strike, and this is something especially with bass fishing that I've never found the sweet spot with, and I'd love to know some opinions out there, but when you're fishing metal and you get a short strike, you get a hit but not a take. Do you speed up and start, because that's how a bait would react, right? Like if they a fish nipped their tail, they would take off? Or do you act like a stunned bait and kind of back off your reeling and pause for a minute and then slowly come back in reeling? I've very rarely gotten a hookup after a strike, a missed strike. So I don't know. I'd love to know. I'd love to know the secret. All right, we got another tiny guy. Listen, beggars can't be choosers today. Hopefully we get him up. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. What is that? That is Oh, that's a tiny Jack Crevalle. Oh my God. How funny is that? Look at the size of this thing. You gotta watch out for those two spikes right there. Those will ruin your day. Oh my gosh. Not what I was expecting to catch here. That's actually a decent crab. Probably about 6 inches maybe. Oh, there we go. Oh. Ah, soft shell. That's why I got hooked. So, female and yeah, soft shell. She gotta go back. How funny is that? Well, listen. All right, you be careful. If I can keep this guy on, we got number 2. Oh, there's one following too. There we go. A little bit better, a little bit better. Actually, a lot better than our first one. There we go. Yeah, he actually swallowed the hook. Or bit the hook, rather. But that's decent. So now we got 2 in the box, 2 in the fridge at home. I might, you know, now I'm interested. I might stay a little bit longer, see if I can get our 3rd and get our limit for the day. I'm gonna need pliers for that. All right, another one for the box. Even, look at, hopefully you can see that. Those little teeth, nasty little razor blades. Well, I took the camera off of my head because it was getting heavy. And we got our 3rd. He actually took that right here, like not even 3 feet from the dock. But guys, that's 3. We're going home. So these 2 were from the day before, and they were all kind of this size. And then these are from today. I mean, these guys are literally sardines. That one's an okay size, but that's all right. It kind of sucks now. You can only keep 3. So, you know, if you caught 3 this size, it's not really worth it. But we are going to take the fillets off of these guys, just like I would a herring. See if I can do that without cutting all the way through the spine. I don't know if that's going to be possible because they're so small. Might not be able to do it that way. I have to do it this way. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, it was too thin. I went right through the spine there. So we're gonna lose a little bit on this one, but that was the test run. It's all right. It is too funny. They really are like a sardine. These skeletons are very fragile and brittle, which is good because it means that you can cook them without really having to worry about a lot of the bones. Alright, we'll approach this one differently because of that. And because they are small, we want to get the most off of these that we can. So that's, you know, That's what we're looking for there, especially this size. And with the bigger ones, we can actually go up and over the rib cage like that, so we get all of this belly meat here. Put that one aside. But yeah, tiny little fillet. Now normally you would fry these whole. I have an idea though, and that's why I'm doing them this way, to fillet them. Also, just to show you before we go any further, I'm not too concerned about the scales, because when they're this small, we're going to be pan searing these later, and those scales would cook off. They're not going to be a problem, but you could take your knife and do a quick once over, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to make a marinade, an oil-based marinade. So I have olive oil here. This is chili powder. You can use any kind of chili powder. We'll put a very healthy amount of that in there. Then we have garlic salt, some cracked black pepper, some coriander, cayenne pepper, not too much, and a little bit of ground cumin. Okay, now we're going to put all of our fillets inside. Get them nice and coated. Okay, now they're going into a vacuum seal bag from WeVac. So they sent me a vacuum sealer, and I'll put up a code and everything for you guys. This thing's insane. I just asked them for a code for you guys and the product, and that's it. So if you guys care to, the sealers themselves are a bit pricey, but the bags, you can get a discount on the bags as well. But it's pretty amazing, and I'll tell you why, and we're gonna test it out right now. So not just for vacuum sealing things, but marinating, but you can also, what I saw in the little quick video I looked up, you can vacuum seal liquid. So that is exactly what we are going to do today with these little snapper fillets. And I want to put them in kind of neatly, because this is obviously going to shrink down. I'm not just throwing them in there haphazardly, because then they would just get mangled and crushed, because we're still going to need to throw these into a pan. So now we're going to pour that whole marinade inside, and then we're going to go inside. How can I do this so that you can see it? Then we're going to go inside and seal this bag, which I have definitely made a mess of, so I am interested to see how this is going to work. I do believe this needs to be dry though, so we'll do a quick wipe there. Look at this thing. So this is going to be the maiden voyage of this. So I'm plugged in, and now you choose your bag size. So that looks like a medium bag. Oh, gotta hit the power first. Pick the bag. So we go medium. Now, I mean, they were doing mason jars in this thing, everything. So let's see how this works out. So you put underneath the metal there. Okay, bottom lip of the bag, and because of the concave, the liquid stays inside. So countdown is on. Oh. What? This is wild. Whoa! So it pressurizes and then depressurizes. Holy cow. I don't know what that means. CLO. Does it mean closed? That it's done? What? All right. That's incredible. I'm a little bit speechless right now because I've never owned something this nice. They reached out and were like, you know, we'll send you over the product, and I looked it up and I was like, oh my god, that's a really cool thing. I'm gonna turn that off. But yeah, so I mean, come, you know, something like mini season, doing lobster after lobster, or like when we get the swordfish, it does take a little bit longer, but the fact that it's concave like that, it didn't, I mean, you can see like none of the marinade made it even up to where that seal is. So okay, with all that said, this is going to the fridge overnight, and we will cook these tomorrow. So also, I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna pin a comment, but let me see here. The coupon code for 15% off all products. So the bags too, and they sent me a really cool. It's almost like a Ziploc where it has the bags on a roller and there's a cutter. So that's kind of neat. But the code is just cooking with clams, all one word, but capital letters on cooking with and clams. But I'll pin that down there. So even if you guys have a food saver and you just need bags, it's always nice to save a little money on them. So thank you, WeVac. This thing, what else can I marinate and seal right now? You guys got to look up. There's a YouTube video, and they're like sealing mason jars in there without having to put them in heat to seal them. It's crazy. This is nicer than my car. That's for sure. So thank you, WeVac. All right, marinade's going in the fridge. We're gonna do the fry bread. We're gonna make a smoked salsa tomorrow. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. So I've made salsa verde before on the channel, and I've done it where we've boiled the veg. I've done it where we've charred the veg on a barbecue, baked them in an oven. So this time we're gonna chop up all our ingredients, put them in a pot, and then we're gonna throw them in the smoker, and we're gonna make a smoked salsa verde. So I'm gonna start with some garlic and onion here. Just take the ends off of these. I'm gonna use half of an onion. We're going to use the bottoms of these scallions. Then I'm gonna take the stems of the cilantro. Nothing gross hiding out in there. And then I know I've said it before when I make the salsa or when I use the stems, you want to cut them into small pieces, because even if we roast this, then when you put it into the blender, sometimes it can split apart and the fibers will still stay long, and it almost feels like you have little hairs in your sauce or your salsa. So it's good to chop that up. And I have 2 serrano peppers. We're gonna make this one a little spicy. The main ingredient are tomatillos. And then these we're just gonna quarter. Throw them in. Got some black pepper. Garlic salt. Some coriander. And ground cumin. And then just a little bit of oil to coat everything. We're going to give that a mix. And then into the smoker. Smoke going. I don't know if you can ever see this, but I got it set for about an hour, and right now it's a 276, which is about as hot as it'll go. Whew. And this will take probably about 40 minutes to an hour. Get the veg all nice and cooked. All right, this smoked this smoked a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. I don't know that I would have taken it that dark, but I can guarantee you that's going to be oh, that's actually beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is going to be good. All right, we're going to move this into a blender with, as you see, I got some fresh scallion, fresh cilantro, and fresh lime. So let's do that right now. Now I used alderwood, so it's a little bit lighter of a smoke, so this won't be over the top smoky. But at only 275, I didn't expect that to cook as quickly. I would have probably pulled it just a little sooner than that, but we're still good. Okay, now my scallion. So the same thing with even this part of the scallion. I like to chop it up a bit just so that you don't get those long fibers. And nice big old handful of cilantro. Same thing, make sure the stems are cut. And 1 lime. Also, if you want to know a trick, so everyone says, oh, you gotta roll the lime or microwave them to get the most juice. Well, it doesn't start there. It starts with getting a lime that's a little bit yellow and where the skin feels kind of thin. And that's the lime you'll get the most juice out of, because as you see, hardly any skin or pith. So the ones that are really dimpled and feel thick, those aren't going to give you much juice. Alright, we're going to give this a quick blend and adjust for any seasoning that it needs, salt, pepper, anything like that. We'll be right back. All right, quick blend on that. Perfect texture. Let's give it a taste. So as bright, whoa, as bright, garlicky, little bit of spice, nice and tangy from that lime, with the background of the smoke. So if you grilled all your veg, you would get basically the same thing. This is a touch more, well, I shouldn't say the same thing. This is a touch more aggressive because it was in the smoker, but that's a lot of flavor. That's huge. I'm happy. All right, let's get our dough ready. So I have my oil heating up, and I'm gonna do it in the house because I want this regulated. That outdoor oven can be a little tricky sometimes. So I have all-purpose flour. It's about like a cup and a half. And then in here I have baking powder, salt, and sugar. Exact measurements, you know, look up a fry bread recipe to get the exact. I kind of changed this one around, so we'll see how it comes out. But we're gonna add all of our dry together. And now I have milk that I warmed up, so it's about 110 degrees warm. I'll add a little bit together until it comes together. Might not need all of that milk. And a lot of the recipes that I did look at for just fry bread were just water and flour. But hers were so light and airy. They were so good. If I can recreate that, or something close, I should say. And her dough looked a little bit thin when she was throwing it. It looked a little wet. So we might add a little bit of warm water to this. But I'm gonna keep mixing this until it comes together. And we have our dough. I didn't add any more liquid to it, and this feels pretty good. So like any dough, I'm gonna let it rest for at least a couple of minutes. That'll give time for the oil to come up, and then we'll throw it in and see what we end up with. All right, I let the dough rest for a while. I have my hands powdered. She also was getting them super thin, like pizza dough. So I'm doing smaller ones. All right. Okay, and then off to my side I have a rack with a paper towel underneath. We're gonna let this get nice and golden brown and then pull it. We're close. All right, that's the first one. All right, this one I tried to get real thin. All right, this was the first one. So it's a little more dense. It's good. It's absolutely good. But it's not as light and airy as hers were. So I still got some work to do. But for today, we're gonna use these guys. But yeah, hers were amazing. These are good. They're not over the top like hers were. Hers were perfection. So let's go cook our fish and build our tacos. Now, just a couple of things to go on our tacos. Just a little bit of shredded lettuce. And a little bit of diced onion. And then I have here from a friend's garden some zucchini blossoms. So those we're pretty much gonna leave exactly how they are. We're just gonna tear them up a little bit. These are one of my favorite things. Love zucchini blossoms. Okay, let's cook our fish. Alright, our fish is nice and marinated. Now, even though that's in an oil-based marinade, we're going to put just a little bit of oil in the pan so it doesn't hit it cold. Just a little spray oil. Now, these should cook pretty fast. And now that marinade should act almost like a blackening. Because we had so much powdered spices in there. This smells so good. So I'm going to let those cook almost all the way, skin side down, to assure that that skin gets cooked through. And then at the last minute, we're going to flip those over and then move them to our tacos. Alright, I'm going to turn my heat off completely. Give these a flip. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's build our tacos. We'll do some lettuce on the bottom. Now some of our smoked salsa verde. A little bit of chopped white onion. Some cilantro. And our zucchini blossom. That's beautiful. That skin is nice and crispy. Oh, the smell coming off of this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's dig in. All right. There's our take on the native fry bread taco. Dig in. The marinade on that fish is so unbelievably good. Now, let's talk about the fry bread. I said it inside, I'll say it again. It's very good. If I cooked this and gave it to someone, I'd be like, wow, that's very, very good. It's crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Very close to almost like a pizza crust. But the ones that she made were closer to, if you've ever had Zeppelis, they were super crunchy on the outside and just full of air on the inside. They were something special. Oh! It's alright, we will rebuild. That bite, I think that's where I lost my... I wasn't paying attention. That bite had a little bit of everything in it. And that was heavenly. That salsa, the smoke on that is not overpowering. Bluefish snapper is amazing. I mean, you know, I'd almost compare it to a mangrove snapper. I know people that have tasted both are probably shrugging their shoulders at that, but it's just, it's not as when you have like a big bluefish It doesn't get that really sardine, fishy flavor to it. It's very light, mild fish. I still have 2 more to cook, so I'll cook those off. This might be one of my favorite things I've ever made. Between the marinade, that smoked salsa verde, and then just the lettuce kind of balances everything out. And then the fry bread is not heavy. You would think that it would be heavy. It's not. It's not at all. It's really, really nice. All right. This is a win. This is a good one. Thank you, Shinnecock Nation, for having us all on your land and showing us a bit of your culture. Unbelievable. It's something that goes on for 4 days. I did go back another day and just had so much fun. And there's a lot of educational things there. For instance, America, which consists of Canada, North America, South America, was called Turtle Island. So that's pretty cool to learn new things. But big thank you. And also, I'll put in the comment, like I said, the WeVac that I put the marinade used to vacuum seal the marinade and the fish. And again, if you're not going to buy a vacuum sealer, at least you can use my code and get money off of the bags, because I know that they're pricey. But I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm going to make 2 more because this is really good. And then probably lay down for a little bit outside, because it is nothing short of a perfect day out here. So thanks for coming along, guys. I will see you on the next one. There we go. There you go.
Boy, that looks pretty. What is this?
That is native fry bread.
Native
Fry bread.
fry bread.
Yeah,
And where
so-
does that come from? Native from where?
The Shinnecock natives.
Ah,
That's what they were. That's what they were serving at
very
the
pretty.
powwow.
I can eat this?
Yeah, it's a
Cool.
zucchini blossom.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
All
will-
right. So tell me what all of this is.
So you have bluefish snappers, smoked salsa verde, the fry bread, and then just cilantro and lettuce and
And a pretty flower.
yeah. I'll let you cut a couple pieces here because it might be a little unruly. I just picked it up and ate it, but half of mine fell
Yeah,
apart.
that's probably.
It'd probably fall apart on you, but I think you'll get away with a bite at
All
least.
right. This probably won't be pretty.
Well, that's all right.
Okay.
The
Wait a
time.
minute. Let me find an appropriate
Yeah.
spot to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, you gotta get the salsa. I don't know if you got any salsa, but you'll get there.
Got the fish.
The fish is perfect, and the marinade on the fish.
Oh, it's got a nice ting to it.
Yeah, you might have got some of the salsa then. Yeah, anyone that knocks snapper fishing. So everyone here is a little bit disgruntled because the limit was 10. So if you could catch 10 of those little snappers, you can make a meal out of it. Now you're only allowed 3. So you can make a snack, or you can make tacos. Native.
Felt that going down.
The salsa. There's a little heat in the salsa, but not over the top. I mean, you tell me.
No. I knew it was there, but it wasn't overpowering.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I will say also the fry bread that the woman Ray made that I had was more like a zeppoli. It was very light, very puffy, like funnel cake.
Okay, this is a little chewy.
This is more like pizza crust.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to work on my I got to work on my technique to get them like hers. But I like it. Now, had I not told you that, it's good,
Well,
or
I think actually holding it, it helps because it's firm.
yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
But if I get it down and I make you a light, if I get this recipe down and I make a light one, you'll see what I mean. That it's just a different animal. This is good, but the light one it was mind blowing. It was so good. But this is more common because at one point I even said, and I want to say her name was Ray. I said to Ray, like, oh, I've had them before and they're really dense. And she said, oh, don't worry, you can find those here too. Meaning,
Not hers.
she was knocking the other ones, but, well, all right. Enjoy. Oh,
What is the sauce on it?
That's smoked salsa verde.
Okay, which is a combination of what?
Tomatillo, onion, garlic, chili pepper, lime. But instead of doing it in the oven or on the grill, I did it in the smoker.
Very nice.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.